troublemaker.
Hey, trouble takers. So as experienced players will know, in AC3 there was something called knife stuns. In AC4, it was widely thought that knife stuns were gone. That's not entirely true. Knife stuns have just kind of changed. And I apologize for the game audio here. I was actually recording voices through, so but yeah, the footage is the footage. So anyway, so as you're seeing here, this is how you would do a knife stun in AC3. You had plenty of time to actually hit your pursuer. You could throw from further away. You had time to run. You could kind of jog up to your pursuer and still get stun regularly. However, in AC4, the window of time you have to actually stun your pursuer is much smaller. The kill range versus stun range is also slightly different. So you really can't run, you can't jog, you can't do anything. You have to walk. You can't fast walk. You need to stay in a range where you only take 2 to 3 steps. And if you do this, you can stun just about every time. There's some people that say, you have to walk to the side. That's not necessarily true. From my experience, the range is the same no matter if you're from the front or the side or the back. It does help, however, if you have jogged a little bit up and you're not sure if you're going to get the stun, to walk away while hitting X. And that will usually compensate for, coming at them too fast. The other cue you can look for visually is, are they still doubled over? Are they still holding their stomach? And generally, they still need to be kind of incapacitated in order for the stun to work. If they start to be able to get up and move around and be mobile again, chances are you're not going to get it. If they're walking away from you, there's a chance you might be able to do that. With low-level players, you still might be able to, give yourself a little more time. With experienced players, if you're playing against a prestige, just don't even try, because chances are they're going to be spamming X, and there's no way you're going to get it. You're just going to end up with the honorable death. So now that we've seen a few clips of stuns that work in AC4, let's go back to this clip from AC3. So as you can see in this clip here, the timing was way more forgiving. Look how far away I am when I throw this knife, and I jog up and I still have time to get the stun. That would never work in AC4, as Budging Emperor Drive-By poisons me and then laughs about it. Thanks, Jen. Anyway, that would never work in AC4. In AC4, you have to be way more precise with your timing. You have to make sure that you are aware of where they're going to be meeting you. And if somebody's running at you, which is always kind of tricky, you just have to make sure to give yourself a few more seconds extra. So you throw it a little bit before you would if they were walking at you. But yeah, in general, you just have to be, there's not as much room for error as there was in AC3. The other thing to consider here is crafting. So, all of us competitive players, people that played Assassin's Creed 3, a lot, were kind of accustomed to having a larger window of time to be able to stun. And coming into AC4, I think a lot of people forgot that we all had our knives crafted. And for me, personally, I crafted for how injured they were, which allows them to be injured longer, so it gives you that longer period of time. So another way to, to give you more of a buffer on whether or not the stun is going to work is to craft your knives. And, feel free to play around with it for whatever works for you. Sometimes it's, target speed, sometimes it's duration or how injured they are, and, just find what works for you. And if you're having problems figuring out how to do the knife stun, I would encourage you to get in a private lobby with some friends and just practice, throwing it back and forth. And with AC4, we have the benefit of game labs, so you can go in and craft a game, of Wanted or Assassinate or whatever, where you can make it so your knives respawn right away rather than having to wait for 30, 40, 50 seconds for them to come back to you. Well, that's it for this session, so thank you for watching, and I hope it was beneficial. And if you guys have any other questions about, if you've seen competitive players doing things that you're not understanding how to do, or you can't get something to work, feel free to ask me a question, and yeah, I'll do my best to answer it for you guys. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. Troublemaker out.